Chasing your wife for sex is killing her attraction to you. Here's what works instead, okay? Look, I've been married 18 years, together 22. I've been working with couples for 20 years. And this is a very common dynamic, right? Man needs sex. Woman doesn't. She's going through menopause or she just had kids or whatever. And then the man gets frustrated and comes to the woman wanting more sex and she pulls away, right? And this is just classic dynamic. So if you find yourself in this dynamic, here's a couple things you can do. Fix this, change this, and get a different outcome, okay? Because you're here because whatever you're doing probably isn't working very well. All right, you got to understand, look at your own experience, right? The more you push or need, the more she shuts down, contracts, pulls away, occasionally maybe does you a favor, but is that really the kind of sexual connection you want, where she's not really into it and she's trying to help you out, even though it's like she's not getting much out of it, you know? So you've got to get really honest with yourself and ask, what kind of husband or boyfriend or partner or man do I want to be with this woman? Do I want to be a predictable guy who is like sex starved and all he wants is sex and is more like an animal? Or do I want to be an adult man who is an awesome husband, partner, boyfriend, where my wife really feels considered, cared about, and loved? Seriously, you got to ask, because you might want the former, that's fine, but it's going to be a different outcome, right? When you're married long-term, the sex changes over time, as you know, and there's a bunch of things you can do to make your sex life more mutually beneficial. Because right now, you're basically, the more you come to her wanting sex, you're communicating, it's all about you. It's all about what you want. Well, what about what she wants? And what about what the two of you want? And are you able to find a collaborative, mutually beneficial solution? Because when you do your I just need sex guy thing, you're just all about you. It's very self-centric. And she is more relational. She's more collaborative. She wants something that's more about the two of you having an experience together, and also benefits her, and of course benefits you, right? So I'm going to suggest you take 30 days off. Yes, a month off of pursuing any kind of sex. If that feels too long, pick 7 days, pick 2 weeks, but 30 days will give you a lot of information where you don't initiate sex one time in 30 days, just not once. And you just watch what happens. Does she come forward? Does she notice? Does she say, hey, how come you're not needing anything from me? Or how come, that might alone, just this experiment might bring forward healthy, good conversations between the two of you about what has been going on and what is currently going on. So try a fast of pursuit. No more pursuing for a month. Again, too long, then do a week, 14 days, right? And again, your job is to journal, notice, and then after that time, talk to her about your experiment. Let her in on, hey, I just decided to stop pursuing you for a month because it just was feeling bad to me and probably to you. So I did an experiment and I just pulled back and, took care of myself, or I just held in my energy and I didn't bring it to you. And I'm curious what that was like for you, honey. Here's what it was like for me, and talk about it. While you're taking a fast or a break from pursuing her, you want to learn a little bit about why you buy into this story that you need sex every day, every week. You need to ejaculate. Is that really true? Do you? Are you just that kind of predictable animal? Or are you interested in cultivating awareness around your sexual energy? I mean, there's a ton of Taoist practices and very ancient practices where men cultivate and circulate their sexual energy. They hold in their chi. They don't just spill it out. And it's a worthwhile experiment. I've done this many times over the course of my marriage, and it's just really interesting what I find out. Some men get really irritable. Some men find like renewed energy. They're like, wow, I'm not just shooting my wad every day. And so therefore I have that life force is in me and I can tackle work with way more intensity and focus. So you've got to decide, like, what happens to me when I hold my energy in and I don't masturbate, I don't ejaculate, I don't pursue my wife. Just what happens? What's this like? Okay. Again, in your time off, you're going to do that experiment. You want to ask your wife at some point during this break, or right now, tomorrow, soon, honey, what would have you feel more interested in sex with me? And she might say, you backing off, you going slower, you not coming at me with all that need and aggression or intensity, or, instead coming to me with vulnerability. Like, I miss you. I miss our physical connection. Maybe she wants you to give to her more than it being all about you getting off. Maybe she wants more touch that's not sexual, that's a massage, that is just holding and snuggling with zero agenda, right? You have to get creative here. And asking her what would work for her is going to help you get ideas. Most women want a different on-ramp than most men. Most men can be like, oh, you want to have sex? Sure, let's go. Women are like, hold on, slow down. Like, I need to feel connected to you emotionally. I need to feel like you like me. And I'm not just a body over here for you to get off. I need to feel like you care about my heart, about my life, about what I'm going through, right? She wants you to behave in a way that has her feel considered and cared about consistently. That's her on-ramp. And the more emotionally aware you are, the more that's going to help her. Because if you're a super shut down guy and you don't know what to do with her emotions, your sexual experience is going to be very limited, versus a guy who has the range to feel emotions, to field her emotions, to feel emotionally connected. That really works for a lot of women. That's like supercharges a sexual connection. And guys who don't learn the art of emotions restrict and limit their sexual capacity. Ask any woman, and she'll probably agree with me on this. Another thing, depending on the age of your wife or girlfriend, is she could be going through menopause. There's a lot I could say about this, but my wife has taught me a lot about menopause, and a lot of women's libido goes out the window and it goes down during menopause. And menopausal women, usually that happens between, there's perimenopause and menopause, 45 to 55, 60, that women get through this, but their body is going through a lot. They feel annoyed and more irritated by you and your, bullshit ways sometimes. They feel frustrated by your need or your misattuned comments or your lack of understanding around their emotional intensity and what they're going through. So a woman's menopausal experience and perimenopause is an opportunity for you to expand your capacity to be with her ups and downs of that experience, right? So don't make her wrong during perimenopause or menopause. This is just a natural thing her body's going through. She can't control it. If she could, she would. And there's things she can do, obviously, but there's things you can do that make her life better. Find out what those are. A lot of men come to me when their wife, they just had kids. Okay, you've had 1 kid, 2 kids, 3 kids, whatever. Her body goes through a tremendous amount of change. You feel often left out, like a third wheel, or like she's connecting to the kids more than you, and you're just like over there, not mattering. And you're like, what do I do with all this sexual energy? Well, her body is changing. It's going through a lot. She doesn't want to have sex with you because she just gave birth through her body, her vagina, and it's intense. Right? And she has to recover from that experience before she's ready to have intercourse with you, right? So the two of you have to navigate that. And there's a way to do that in a really considerate, good way where you're kind and considerate of each other, or you can be a jerk about it and make her wrong again for her changing body. Obviously, I'm not recommending that. You want to have the care and capacity to be with her changing body, the evolution of your relationship. If you go into being butthurt about the fact that you're not getting a lot of sex, that's a big turnoff. That's going to make your sex life worse. So you have to work with your own pain, neglect, feeling of aloneness, feeling rejected, and not turn into a wounded man who is even harder to be with, right? You need to learn how to stand upright in the face of her rejection or her no thank you and be okay. She doesn't want to take care of you. She needs to know that you can take care of yourself and handle her changing body, all right? The other thing is sex for women is not just intercourse. You have to widen your palette and your experience of sexual experiences. Some couples' sex is just touch. It's maybe foreplay is very sexual for women, and guys get really narrow in their focus. Like, I've got to get inside her and then I've got to ejaculate. That's sex. That's, again, a very small understanding of the sexual experience. And a woman's experience usually is much larger than ours. And my wife has taught me over the years, like, dude, sex is a lot more than just this thing. And my clients have taught me this as well. So if you expand your sexual range to be like touch and intimacy and closeness and snuggling and maybe going down on each other or just touching each other in a sensual way. That can be very sexually satisfying for both people. But if your goal is just intercourse and just ejaculation, again, you're not leaving a lot of room for other options. And sometimes she wants to be sexual with you in other ways. And it would be a breath of fresh air if you brought that instead of her. If you're like, hey, honey, I just want to snuggle. I just want to touch and not have it go anywhere, which again, it's a hard practice for us guys, but that would mean a lot to her because it would mean that she is more than just intercourse to you. It would mean that you care about her experience. You care about her emotions. You care about her sexual experience. You want her to have a good time. You want her body to relax and soften and open to you, right? And you being kind and caring for weeks on end is foreplay and feeling connected to her, right? So you've got to learn all that language. There's so many opportunities here for you to grow and develop yourself. Okay, and then the last thing really I want to say here is that you must talk about it with her. There's no need to just stay over there spinning your wheels. And when you bring it up, you don't want to bring it up like, why aren't we having sex? I'm so frustrated because we're not having sex. That's not talking about it. That's you coming with a complaint and a demand, which guess what? Pushes her further away and makes her feel less safe and more self-protective and not interested in you. So you have to expand your ability to connect with her on a lot of levels. And one of those is through non-sexual touch. Another is talking and communicating and listening in such a way to her day and her life and what she's going through with the kids or her menopausal experience or work, whatever she's stressed about and struggling with, you can become a better listener and be really curious about what it's like to be her on the inside. And that is very attractive to her, to feel like she is being cared about by you more than just her body. She's going to feel like she has a friend, a lover, a really awesome man who is interested in her inner life. That's super attractive to her. That's a turn on. And when you stay in your narrow, animalistic, sexual frame and complain about it, you're just going to kind of ruin and continue to kill your sex life. So is there more she can do? Of course. You could get into some good couples work together. I don't think you need a sex therapist necessarily, but you need someone to help you navigate hard conversations about sex. If you guys get into a fight about that, or if it's someone shuts down, gets their feelings hurt, and there's shame, and you just go to your separate, areas of the house and you don't talk for a couple of days, like that's awful, right? You don't have to do this alone. There's therapy, there's coaching, there's men's groups, there's books. There's a lot you can do to feel less alone and more empowered here. And one of the primary things you can do is communicate to your partner. Share very briefly, hey, honey, I'm feeling hurt and alone and frustrated over here about our sex life. And then think about her feelings and then say, and I imagine you're feeling kind of hurt, alone, and frustrated about our sex life too. Or you're feeling stressed out about all this other stuff and sex is the farthest thing from your mind. And that makes sense because you've got all this stuff going on. The more you actually give a shit about her inner experience and her life, the more she's going to care about your body, helping you out, feeling connected to you, and having sex with you, and having a great sexual, intimate experience with you, right? So there you go. There's a lot you can do here, all right? Plenty to work with. I hope you enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for the next video, and where I'm just trying to help you men become more empowered in your marriages around intimacy, around communication, around your sex life. Okay, comment below what was most helpful, and we'll see you in the next video.